Back in the 1930s, leaders of America's street railways formed a committee to design a radically new streetcar. The result was the President's Conference Committee, or PCC car, a smooth-riding, quiet, streamlined vehicle that was unlike anything else on the rails in that era. Baltimore quickly saw the advantages and in 1936 took delivery of 27 of the Streamliners from the St. Louis Car Company, only the second order of PCCs ever delivered. Assigned to the busiest commuter lines, the riding public fell in love with the Streamliners, so starting in 1939, Baltimore ordered even more. But the next 250 PCCs would all come from a different manufacturer, leaving the first 27 St. Louis cars as unusual orphans within the modern streetcar fleet. Like many cities after World War II, Baltimore began converting some car lines to buses, and as the oldest PCCs in the fleet, the original St. Louis cars were the first to be retired. Baltimore's first Streamliner was originally set to be preserved, but following an accident, miscommunications within the transit company accidentally allowed it to be scrapped along with the rest. Thus, all examples of Baltimore's earliest PCCs were thought lost to history. Or were they? Almost simultaneous to the Baltimore order, the St. Louis Car Company built 28 very similar cars for service in San Diego, where they operated faithfully for only a few years. When they were offered for sale in 1949, 20 of them were snapped up by El Paso, which installed them on an international route across the border to Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Sadly, a border dispute brought international streetcar service to an unexpected end in 1974, and most of the cars were again offered for sale. This time, one of them, El Paso Car 1503, 503 in San Diego, was purchased by a real estate developer for use as a unique stationary office. Trucked to the top of a mountain in Cloudcroft, New Mexico, it became a Main Street landmark there for the next 25 years. That's where a group from the Baltimore Streetcar Museum found it in the early 2000s, when it was once again offered for sale. Led by the late Carvey Davis, who financed most of the purchase himself, the car was trucked to Baltimore, where volunteers quickly gave it a coat of paint and found that without too many changes, it could be modified to reflect the Baltimore-St. Louis cars, which had been lost nearly half a century before. Today, 2 museums have preserved San Diego cars, and a few rebuilt PCCs have recently returned to the streets of El Paso. But never before has a PCC been restored to represent a completely different city's fleet. Now this important recreated part of Baltimore's missing streetcar history is in sight. Since its arrival, protected restoration space at the museum has been at a premium, but after being moved indoors, rebuilding of the car has begun in earnest. Volunteers have replaced the car's deteriorated wooden roof. A new ceiling has been installed, and unique Baltimore-only ice cube tray lighting fixtures have been fabricated and hung throughout the interior. Significant work continues, but volunteers can only accomplish so much. On projects like this, sometimes truly professional help is required. After years of weather exposure, the streamlined steel body is showing signs of spreading rust, which must be stopped. A professional welder will need to repair a heavily damaged center beam in the car's frame, and miles of brittle, deteriorated wiring will need to be recreated and replaced, and all these professional services cost money. So we're asking for your help. Your generous contribution can add this significant step in Baltimore's streetcar evolution to the museum's operating collection. Please visit our GoFundMe page and make your donation today. With your help, we can fully restore Car 7303 for everyone to ride and enjoy.